Welcome back to World Traveler Cooking, the show where we cover interesting cuisines and interesting foods from around the world. Today we're going to make Königsberger Klopse. These are German meatballs with a caper sauce, and they're one of the dishes that I miss from the time when I was living in Germany. They have a whole bunch of ingredients, but don't be too worried. The process, if you set out your ingredients ahead of time, is relatively simple. So that's sort of the way a lot of dishes are. I'm making the meatballs out of a mixture of half pork and half beef today. That's probably the most typical. In earlier days, they would have used veal, so if you're trying to make a kosher or a halal variant, that's kind of maybe what you can use there. We will add to it 4 eggs. We will also add some milk mixed with breadcrumbs. Now, normally you would mix your breadcrumbs with, normally you would use like pieces of bread, but I can't get any of the right kind of bread here, so I'm just going to use breadcrumbs. I'll also add onions, a little bit of chopped capers. I'm going to use some anchovies. Not everybody does, but some people do. And it's a little more rare, but I'm going to add a little bit of mustard to the meatballs themselves. So that's the main point here. I'm also going to grate a little bit of nutmeg along with salt and pepper into the meatballs themselves. Then for the broth that we will cook them in, I would prefer to use a whole onion, but what I have here is half an onion left. I might add some shallots if I feel like it, but we'll see. Also some salt, 2 bay leaves, 3 cloves, about 2 teaspoons or so of black pepper, and actually probably 1 teaspoon of black pepper is about right. That's about what I have here. 5 juniper berries, and that's it. And then the sauce will contain butter and flour for our roux, some of the broth from our meatballs, a bit of cream. Did I not get the, yeah, here's the cream, capers, and more pepper and nutmeg. So normally we would use like the bread pieces for this, but again, so I'm just taking a bunch of breadcrumbs, and I'm not even really measuring them at this point. As much as I'm making, I would probably normally use like 2 bread rolls, German bread rolls, and I'm just going to stir this in with the milk until the milk more or less kind of holds on to all the breadcrumbs. And I'm going to let this sit for about a couple of minutes while I prepare the rest, and then we will mix our ingredients for the meatballs together. So here I have the bread, the meat, some anchovies over here, finely chopped capers, 2 tablespoons, 2 teaspoons of mustard. I only put in 1 onion because this is looking like a lot, and my 4 eggs. So now I am going to mix this all with my hands until I have kneaded it into a nice big mass, and I'll be back. And once I have this nice, I'm going to add about 100 milliliters or breadcrumbs still. That's probably good. And then I'm going to work that in by hand. You know what? Yeah, I think I'm just going to dump the rest of these in. There aren't many more. And then this is our binding agent. So this is what's going to make it, the meatballs nice and firm. And so make sure that these get nicely mixed in. And the breadcrumbs will absorb some of the other moisture and both help to dry things out as well as make them stick together. And so to make our broth, I'm going to take my seasonings. It includes a tablespoon and a half of salt and the ones I went over before. I'm just going to dump them in here along with half the onion. And I'm going to bring this to a nice boil before I turn the heat way down. Now, to form the meatballs, just going to take a bit of this here, and I'm going to make slightly larger than golf ball sized meatballs, forming them here. If you have trouble with it sticking to your hands, you can use a little water, but I'm not having any trouble now, so I'm just going to make all these meatballs and then I'll be back. Then we'll boil them. So now that the water's boiling, we're going to turn the burner way down. We do not want this to continue to boil. And we're going to just slide. On a spoon, we're going to put our meatballs in. And in just a couple minutes, we will just gently make sure that they're not sticking to the bottom. And I'm going to cook them in 2 batches today. I may add a little bit of water in between those 2 batches. So I'll be back in about 20 minutes when these have had a chance to cook. We do not want the water to boil at this point because it will disrupt the meatballs. So it's been about 20 minutes and the water here has started to boil, so I'm going to take these out and I'll put the next set in. Again, being quite gentle. And trying to leave the spices and so forth in. So I've decided to double the amount of butter as I had originally planned. I think a little bit thicker is probably good. I've seen amounts of butter for this ranging from this much all the way through maybe 3 times that much. So the larger amounts seemed excessive. It'll depend kind of on the thickness you want, but use the same weight butter as flour. So I'd weigh it out in grams. I'm using 60 grams of each. And once this melts, we will make our roux. So this is mostly melted now, so I'm going to add my flour. And I'm going to cook this for about 5 minutes on low heat. We do not want to brown it, but we do want to cook it a bit. And we should get a really nice sort of paste here. Again, we don't want a brown roux. We want a white roux, but white roux are better if they're cooked for a few minutes. So now that it's been cooking for a few minutes, I'm going to start ladling my broth in. And at first I'm not going to whisk it, I'm going to stir it with a spoon still. And this should again form like a really thick mass. Once it's even, then we add our next bit. And if you find that it's not thick enough, you can always make more roux in another pot and then whisk it in inside like a sieve or something. See, there it's our nice porridge stage. Another 2 ladles, and I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. So I haven't decided if this is thin enough yet, but I think I'm going to add my capers, a couple nice big spoonfuls. That's looking fantastic. Add cream to taste, anywhere from like 50 milliliters to 200 milliliters I've seen in recipes. So it's not supposed to be like a full cream sauce, but the cream will make it a little creamier. Now, if it's pretty salty at this point, you definitely should add lemon juice. If it's not salty, maybe caper juice. I'm going to start with juice of half a lemon. Maybe that's too much. We'll see. So now I'm going to season with pepper and nutmeg. Now, if it's too salty, add more cream. If it's not salty enough, maybe caper juice. I'm going to add the nutmeg in a second. And I think this is looking good. So going to season with just a bit of nutmeg and stir that in. And done. I'm going to be ready for the taste test. And now for the taste test. This is just full of flavors. I can taste all the layerings of it. The spices of the pepper and the nutmeg, the capers, it all really goes well together. This is a very refined dish. It's very delicious. Now, if you like this content, you'd like to see more of it, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have anything to say about this video, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments. At any rate, recipes in the description. Bon appetit. See you next week.